And first, let's check in with two of the biggest douches on the face of the planet, the Taliban, and as a whole, and all the Andrew Tate fans out there. Two of just the biggest
these
two guys right here, the Taliban and Andrew Tate and all of his fans.
They're
all you fucking
similar.
Losers.
You are!
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss!
Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah! Good morning!
and welcome to episode 1116 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Mark's got what in the coffee, Mark? It's been a crazy day. A little behind the scenes, a little inside baseball. We've all had insane days, especially Mark. So I didn't know exactly what he's covering.
Yeah, it's
right now.
having a doggone good time over here. So dog stuff, and then really bad news for really bad news for one A-lister, and then I would just say more whiny news from another A-list. A-lister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Some pop culture news. I love it.
Yeah, and some butts too. Butt stuff.
Butts.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, definitely some butt stuff. I don't want to not put that in there. There's gonna be some butt stuff. Good stuff.
Okay.
That's awesome. On deck, I'm gonna cover a new study, a health update that you really want to stick around for. It's a matter of life or death. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we better
serious.
we better take it seriously then.
It's very serious, guys. And then Wes, what do you got? What do you got? To close us out today, Wes.
I got a segment called Douches and Death.
Ooh,
Douches and Death.
a lot
Gonna
of
be
that,
visiting one of our new favorite, least favorite people on the podcast. See what he's up to, and then a crazy story out of India.
Damn.
Very nice. Very nice. So, Mark, you said dog gone. What? And Wes and I know because you've been texting us pictures of your new dog all day.
Yeah, congratulations.
Can you explain to the listeners what's happened?
She's cute, isn't she?
Oh, look
She's
at her.
so cute.
She
Adorable.
is.
Little young beagle, like a female. Yeah.
Yeah, so, the wife finds a dog on the side of the road, potentially related to New Year's fireworks. No tags, no leash, and it's eating roadkill on a kind of a busy road. So I get a call that this is happening.
So it's desperate. The dog's desperate.
and we've in the past rescued a few dogs and either usually waited till the owner came, called a phone number or stuff like that. But
it's
this
a
wasn't an
psycho.
option. Not an option this time because there was no one to call. So she waited for 15 minutes. No one. She was asking everyone in the area, "Have you seen this dog?" No one knew it. So she starts basically trying to rescue the dog. And I got sucked in because the dog ended up having no chip. So when the emergency vet was like, "Oh, wait, this is such a cute dog. We'll take the dog off your hands if there's a chip." Oh, wait, there's no chip. You're screwed. Goodbye. So then we started driving. Yeah.
Possession's 9/10 of the law. See ya.
Long story short, the dog's at my house now, and I don't know what to do with it because it was a holiday on January 2nd because January 1st was on a Sunday or whatever. So.
Right.
Look, let's just do the news, okay?
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
So shorter coffee today on behalf of a Beagle dog rescue that took a lot longer than expected and is still ongoing. Again, super sweet dog, right? Does anyone know this dog? Anyone in Austin know this sweet purebred Beagle that is unchipped and definitely had fleas until we washed it with Dawn? Yeah, she's probably pregnant too. Super sweet. Someone please come take her. We will give her to you even if you just pretend like she's your dog, as long as you're willing to take care of her. But yeah, let's start with the joke of the day, though. Okay, we're doing the news. So a guy's wife calls him at 2 p.m. and says, "Hey, I found a lost dog eating roadkill on the side of a busy road, and she's super sweet, and now she's in my car. I'm taking her to see if she has a chip. End of phone call 1. Phone call 2, 30 minutes later. Hey, she doesn't have a chip. I'm around the corner. Let's go drive around aimlessly to all the non-kill Austin animal shelters and try to get her taken care of. End of phone calls. Then, these events occurred on January 2nd, which is observed as a holiday because January 1st was on a Sunday and no one was open or could help the husband and wife, who happen to own 5 indoor cats that are not used to dogs. And the husband and wife love her now because she's super sweet and bought her a crate and toys and are screwed if the shelters are rumored to not be able to take her even when they're open because so many people abandon their dogs after COVID that they can't even take dogs. Joke of the day.
Have you named her yet? Have you started calling her a name?
Not yet. So right now she's girl. Oh, wait. And the fucking idiots are going out of town for a wedding in a few days. And they are moron renters. And their landlord texted to say he and a helper are coming over to fix the fence that was broken when the tree fell over 3 months ago. And they'll be here the next 2 days and will surely notice a dog.
Yeah, maybe one of the cats.
Yeah. So, joke of the day. We called him and told him that there's going to be a dog here for a couple days. And he was cool with it.
That's cool.
I do have a fucking dog fence in my backyard. I have the best yard for a dog.
Yeah, you do. You have a great. So what if the cats like her? Is this a potential new pet or what?
Yeah, I don't know the wedding timing. Like I'm going to the wedding. This is
Listen, I've already offered to take the dog off your hands for a couple days.
Okay, so yes, that's a huge offer.
If you're willing to keep it,
I have to go to the wedding. I know Tampa's my wife's hometown,
and this is
but
a cute dog.
I have to go to the wedding.
Very cute.
It's my lifelong friends. A lot of them I haven't seen 4 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
3. So I'm going to this fucking wedding, come hell or high water. It's like the most important event for me in a while. But my wife might have to stay with this dog, or we might have to drop off with you because we're not leaving this dog like. We tried to go back where we found it. We knocked on doors. Right. Like we're running out of options.
None of the shelters will take it because of all the COVID pets, as you said. So, look at that. Joke of the day. On you. New dog owner, Mark.
Keep you updated.
Hard Factor Mark. Is this your first dog? First dog?
Yeah. I've lived with dogs a ton.
You've lived with dogs forever, but first dog you're going to have to be feeding all the time.
Yeah, no, that's not what I needed.
It's exciting.
What's in the news today? What's in the abbreviated news today? Prince Harry says he wants back in his brother and father's lives after releasing a 6-episode, 1 hour each episode documentary or biography or whatever on Netflix where he and Meghan talked about why they left the royal family to begin with. And then it's also just weeks or days before Harry's tell-all book Spare comes out, which apparently is like way more damning than even that 6-hour Netflix Harry and Meghan show.
Yeah, Mark, what's the subject of all those things? He's criticizing who in all of these things he's published?
So mainly his brother, actually.
Right.
His brother's like the main victim in this.
I thought so.
The tabloids too. So he basically comes after all the British tabloids that are in the Crown's pocket and calls out their aggression and racism. But he also singly calls out over the Queen and his dad. He really calls out his brother and says his brother did a bunch of shady shit on purpose with his press and threw him under the bus a lot and really just shat on his brother a lot.
Heard there's no coming back from this if you're William. It's done.
That's what William said. He said he never wants to talk to Harry ever again.
After the Netflix special that called him a racist. Yeah.
And the book's even worse, apparently. And look, I'm not 100% siding with the Crown. I think the Crown's probably racist and has, tabloid
There's
issues.
a lot of evidence of that.
I think a lot of the things that Harry and Meghan say are true. It is coming from them. But, pick a side. You can't just leave and say all these things, then be like, I want my cake and eat it too.
Right.
The Crown is awful. The tabloids are awful. My brother's a racist piece of shit, but I'd love to see him at Thanksgiving.
But I want my spot back, guys.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yeah.
I mean, he's either the stupidest person of all time or he just knows this is bullshit and wants to stay in the headlines. I mean,
he does seem to like the headlines. Now, he a lot of it was like he wanted to leave because history was repeating itself with his mother and how she was treated and how Meghan was treated. But I mean, you can't leave completely and then slander your brother the way you did and then be like, I want back in his life.
Immediately ask to get back in. It's insane.
It's a little quick.
He's crazy.
Right?
But Mark, bonus fun fact. Well, since you did the joke of the day, here's the fun fact. Nearly half of England were already done with Harry last week when polled by the Daily Mail. They wanted to have his Duke of Sussex title stripped from him. So
yeah, he paints England in a not great light.
He also married a black girl, and they hate that.
That's
Many of the English, according to Harry, that's true.
Historically,
They really hate that.
The English have had some issues with race. They have. I've witnessed it firsthand in Wales, neighbors to England. But yeah, they watched, what is it? This Is England's a great movie about racism, skinheads over there in England.
Hey, Mark, do you think if you published a book about specific people that you feel that way about, and then, expose their secrets about feeling that way, and then ask them to be their best friend again, do you think they would want to do it?
You need some time, probably.
Yeah.
Probably need some time. I think first you apologize. First, you apologize for that. Sorry.
Oh,
It was. They offered me $20 million. Sorry, William.
You don't put out the next book the next day, right? That's not what typically you'd do after.
Turn the page. I fuck your wife. Is that what he's saying? Is that what he says in the contender or whatever, the candidate?
The campaign, yeah.
The campaign. You can't do that. He's got to give it a beat. That's what I'm saying. I think all sides are a little bit ridiculous. The Crown's ridiculous. Obviously, they have a bunch of tabloids in their pockets. Obviously, but Harry and Meghan. Definitely attention seekers, and you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Like, pick a side here, Harry. Just your wife,
trying to
and
play
your,
both
your
sides.
family, or your old family, right? Like your original family.
Right. That's why I think he just might be so stupid, because he's trying to place both sides in public in such a shameless and weird way that you either have to be just a complete moron or you have to not care. One of the two. Right. So I think that he means well, so I think he's just a moron.
Yeah, I think he thinks he can actually change centuries of the way they do things in one with one guy, one marriage. And
that's what he wants. He wants them to apologize to him and be like, it's
That's what he
it's
thinks.
all our fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back, please.
Right. You were right, Harry.
That's what
You should change everything.
Just for
By
you,
the way,
mate.
Meghan Markle's mom seems pretty cool in the documentary, but her dad's side of the family is trash, dude. The one, her dad's sister, her aunt.
Yeah, her aunt's a piece of shit.
Her aunt's trash. Anyways, this is one of those things that who cares? Like this, I wish this was emo day, because emo Mark big time. Like, this is a who cares? Like, oh, Harry's got issues. Who cares? The Crown has issues. Who cares?
I think why it's so entertaining, though, it is definitely who cares, but why it's so entertaining for non-English people is because England cares so much about the royals. So because there is such a vested interest by all this entire nation that really cares about this family, it's interesting for other nations to watch it, because
we're happy it's crumbling.
Exactly, Wes. It's
because they care so much and it's ridiculous that we're happy it's crumbling.
It's more interesting to the three of us when things don't go well with the Crown stuff, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Next up, let's stick it to the
Take
University.
That, Kate.
Yeah, take
Kate Middleton. You
take that, you
uptight
perfect, lucky family.
She give it a few years and she can just have you vaporized probably by somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I saw some pictures they released of Kate before she met William, and she looked like a little tart. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
No, I don't know what you mean. Slut?
Yeah.
She was wearing some tarty things.
Well, you think Meghan Markle was an angel?
Right.
Listen, Meghan Markle, I don't think is pretending to be an angel. I think Kate is.
You have to be a little bit of a game player to be.
It was neither their first wieners and neither of their
Listen,
first vaginas. Yeah, it's
of course, of course.
No. Of course. Next up, let's stick it to the University of Michigan fans one more time. We didn't cover this yesterday, but one of the more interesting things to come from the Michigan-TCU game, besides the fans' reaction at the end there when they didn't get that Hail Mary targeting call, come on, what the fuck, was their star quarterback's dad's antics in the stands.
Oh, my God.
You guys hear about this?
I didn't see it until
real quick before you get into it.
You brought it to my attention today.
Here's Kate. Here's Kate before she was the Duchess. She's out
she
there.
was the Duchess of hand jobs back then.
Duchess is something.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
She looked like hey, look, nothing wrong with it. Got to try out a few people before. All right, JJ McCarthy. He's the young stud, handsome QB at a stud university, Michigan, right? And as such, you'd expect he smashes some choice ass at Michigan, right?
Yes.
The young stud quarterback, right? And he does. As you can see, his girlfriend Katya Koropis is a looker. She's a good-looking girl.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, you could say that again.
Yeah, she's a looker. You know, You're like, wow, Who's she dating? Is she dating the quarterback? Oh, she is.
Oh,
Okay.
turns out she is. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. When you see that couple on the quad, you're like, oh, is that the quarterback and his girlfriend?
It's the president or the quarterback.
Right.
One of
It's
the
like,
two.
we don't need to have homecoming court this year. We know who's the king and queen are every year, right? And as the hot girlfriend of the star QB, she sits in the family section at the games, right? Or wherever she wants, as does JJ's dad, who by the looks of the clip I'm about to show you, is the tree, and JJ is the apple that didn't fall too far from it, right?
I noticed that his dad had a soul patch. So I did notice that. I didn't notice. I missed this during the game.
Talking about thigh tickler?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So he's got a little bit of.
Yeah.
He's got a runway under his mouth, basically. So
Right.
he's got like that's doing something for him.
He stays
right?
up top with the tongue. All right, anyways, Catch is on your right-hand side of this clip, and JJ's dad is on the left. So here we go. Take a look. She's jumping up and down. Oh, what's that?
Oh
It'll play
yeah.
on loop. It'll play a few times.
Oh
So
yeah.
she's jumping up and down. What's he doing?
Okay,
What's
she's
that?
jumping up. He grabs. Okay. Oh,
He didn't grab though. He did like the.
He
He
did.
not-
Okay, he
But why
brushes
is-
the
what's his
back.
hand doing?
He
touched-
brushes the back.
What's that
the,
at the end?
The
What's that at the
move
end?
where he
Pointed.
moves under the cheek.
What's
he
that finger
moves.
thing at the end?
Yeah, the finger under the cheek is what people are concerned about.
His
Some
mind was
people-
like, point to what you want, and then he pointed to her ass and like barely touched it.
I'm the opposite. So some people think it was innocent like Wes, and I think it was more like when to see the nipple. I think he got a little carried away and then realized when he was about an inch away from her ass that he better not, and he's like, boop, like, what do I do with my hand? Oop, you know what I mean?
I mean, he definitely followed through. Like he hit. So he hit her.
He wanted
I think
to
he
squeeze.
hit her ass.
He wanted to
I think
slap
hit her,
and squeeze.
He hit her ass on accident. But then once he realized his hand was there, he does this weird thing with his index finger where he just like swoops it under her butt cheek.
PG-13. Yeah.
Yeah, he like swoops it under her butt cheek and then like touches the outside of her ass again, and then like pulls his hand away. So it's a weird little move he does with his hand. It's confusing as hell.
It might just be enough, Maybe that's all he needed to just go to jerk off, and that's that. He just needed one little touch, That's all he needed.
I think
Just
we
a
all
little
agree
touch.
he got a touch. Well, actually, I do have a version with audio that was leaked. I'm going to call this an exclusive. So a few other people might have it, but I think it's exclusive, and it might clear a few things up.
Oh yeah.
Is that? Oh my God! You're going to get me impeached for my son. just going to slide. Just going to tap it. Just going to rub it real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, just going to rub it real quick. Whoa!
That's so embarrassing for him, man. I feel bad because he didn't even get a good grab for this to be all over. Like he's just ruining this guy for a little tap.
Did his job or her job. Cameraman did the job.
I mean, why did he? My only question: why did he have to
He must be
rotate
mortified.
Like, why did he have to rotate his hand and point it back at her ass? Like his hand hit her ass on accident. That's clear to see.
To me, it's clear that the finger tap at the end was I went too far.
It was so weird.
I stopped, but I went too far, so I have to at least tap it. Gotta touch it because
It was so weird. It was like because he didn't have to move his hand back. He could have just brushed his hand against her ass and then just moved his hand away. Nobody would have ever said anything.
It's like
it
in
was
baseball.
when he flipped
It's like in
his
baseball.
hand back
It's like in
up.
baseball when they swing, but they check their swing and they have to go to the umpire to see if he went too
Right.
far. He like went too far, right? Everyone knows he went too far, but he still could have checked it at the end, even though it's a strike. He didn't have to grab the ass at the end.
Yeah,
He rotated through.
and
What,
like I
he
said,
grabbed
he
the ass?
Didn't get a grab. He didn't
wanna
get a
see it
grab.
again?
No, he
Watch, he didn't
got like
grab.
he
No
got
audio.
like a
Look,
finger
watch.
tap.
His hand's
poke
there,
deal.
and instead of stopping,
Take it away.
But why he stopped right before? He could have just stopped. He extends his finger and has to
Right.
touch.
It's the
touch
But he
it.
had to touch
It's-
it. Yeah.
He had to touch
It's
it.
the turning of the hand, right?
Yeah.
Because the back of his hand hits her ass on accident.
The
and then
finger
he
is
turns
not
it around
necessary. Yeah.
and points the finger onto the butt. And it's like there
He
was
checked
no
the swing, and then he.
yeah. The turning of the hand and pointing it on her butt is just like it's inexplicable. But he's gonna say accident, and
He's going to say, I wanted to touch that ass. And behind closed doors.
When you look at it with
when his
your
wife
eyes.
is screaming at him and his son is screaming at him.
Have you guys
so there
ever
go.
caught like your dad or like checking out your girlfriend or something if you bring him home? Like
Looking
you
at a
just-
rack?
Yeah, you catch your dad looking at your girlfriend's ass or something.
no. I haven't brought home.
Like I said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree,
Yeah.
Proud of you, Dad. No, but JJ's dad's gonna have some splaining to do, right?
Yeah, he's mortified. That's too bad.
It is too bad because it's not like a big deal, but the cameraman just absolutely.
Oh, and then us, and then everyone else is just.
His son has. I mean, for the rest of his life,
and
his son
wife
can give him shit. Yeah,
and the girl's
his
so
wife.
hot. The girlfriend's so hot. You know, like it was just perfect. Who
Yeah.
cares? JJ's dad. JJ, give him a break. Your
give him a
girlfriend's got a
break.
cute butt. You know.
Well, he's got a soul patch. Something tells me that soul patch has been giving his son a lot of shit throughout his life. So
Yeah,
I
he might have been
I'm
touching
sure
all
that-
of his girlfriend's asses. Yeah.
JJ gets one back finally.
Keeping
I mean, he
it-
lost the game. He might as well get this as a consolation.
But I
prize.
mean, he didn't lose the war. You know, with catching.
it's true.
Lost the
His
battle,
girlfriend's
didn't
very
lose
hot.
the war. Keeping it on butts. Everyone knows the best butts are in South America, right? Colombia, Argentina, Brazil. Come on
Absolutely.
now. Whew.
They call
Pele
it
died so
Brazilian
we can
butt lift
live.
for
You know.
nothing.
Yeah. Butts.
Also, Croatia, I would say. Yeah, after this World Cup, you'd have to say that's up there.
She had a rear on her, didn't she? That's crazy. Well, it turns out that even the ants in South America have big butts. That's right. The big butt ant is actually a delicacy in South America.
They look like cockroaches.
Yeah, that they're all butts like that. Yeah, they're like describe them. They look like beetles to me. Like
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
butt. The butt part of the ant is like a whole beetle itself, and then it has like a tiny little body on top of it.
the beetles you get the plastic bag that you catch them all in, like those type of beetles. But they're ants, so that's all just big old butt.
Weird.
Yeah, and it begs the question: does eating butts lead to big butts? Because Brazil, Colombia, Argentina.
You're thinking that like those ants just make their way into the food so often that they've
Might just
they've enhanced the humans.
go straight to the butt
Over time,
when you
yeah.
don't- Oh, they're delicacy. They eat the shit out of these ants.
Wait, this is like people want to eat that?
Oh, it's a delicacy in South America. It's maybe I missed that part, but it's like they love eating.
No,
these
I
ants.
probably just didn't
Yeah.
pick up on it. That's disgusting.
Yeah. So they
Maybe so though.
eat the ants with the big butts, and then
Yeah,
and then I have an excuse to show some butts on the screen
Yeah.
because I was
Look at
running
that
out
one.
of time, and I was like, "What story could I do? Big butt ants in South America. I can show some butt pictures." And that takes us to
The cream of the crop!
when you rescue a dog, sometimes
Oh, yeah.
you gotta go to the well. And today's
I
top
appreciated it. Wes, do you think it's possible that the big butt ants is what's causing the big butts, or
Yeah, I was thinking like like Asian people think that like eating penises makes their penises hard.
rhino horn
Yeah.
stuff like that?
This
Yeah.
might be the same thing.
It
They
could
might
be.
believe that eating big butt ants makes their butt big, and it could
I
be.
mean,
It could actually be true.
It's a study I think that probably is worth studying. It's a project that this is a good one to research. I would say.
But hogging all the ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get us spread
Ship
those around the world.
For sure. Especially when in England, knocking on England again. Ho! And today's top story is bad news. I'd say A-list actor Jeremy Renner. I think he's an A-lister.
He's Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
so
he's
that's
Hawkeye. He's Marvel. He's
Mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor of Kingstown. He's been in a bunch of movies, American whatever, and he was
He's definitely a list.
The Town. He played awesome. He got nominated for The
Oh,
Town.
he's amazing in the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, he nearly died and has suffered, quote, extensive injuries in a one-person snowplow accident outside his home in Reno, Nevada. Will,
Yeah.
what the hell happened to Hawkeye?
Yeah, so he lives in Reno. He just got Mark Wahlberg to move out here. They're buddies.
Oh man,
And he loves his
not a great endorsement though.
No, right after Wahlberg. I think Wahlberg's been here a couple of months, and then this happens to Renner. But so he lives up on what's called Mount Rose Highway, which it connects Reno to Lake Tahoe. So he lives on
Nice.
up in the mountains there.
So he
on
can
that-
get to Tahoe real quick.
right. He's like right between the city and
Yeah.
the lake, which is
Yeah.
great. That's where all the best real estate is. That's why he lives
Right.
up there. But anyways, it snows a ton up there. So it snowed down here in the valley where I am. I had like a foot, and it's all super heavy snow. So it was my back's killing me. I slipped on the ice before the show today. It's just super cold. Lot of snow everywhere. He lives up in the mountains. There's 3-4 feet of snow, and he was clearing it with the machine that I'm told, or I heard that he has experience with, but somehow it ran over his leg. And then luckily his neighbor, he lives in like a really nice neighborhood. but it's also big properties where they're back in the hills and the woods, so it's hard to get to people back there. So his neighbor luckily is a doctor and was there to put a tourniquet on his leg until they were able to get him to the hospital. And then now I think they're just trying to do surgeries to save his leg because it sounds like he might lose his leg. He's at
They airlifted his ass out of there.
They
Airlifted,
helicoptered him out of there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in critical condition on New Year's Day when they airlifted him. Now he's in stable but still critical condition because he's having multiple emergency surgeries on this leg. And yeah, that would be pretty nuts if he just lost a leg from a snowplow.
Yeah.
I'm curious how he did. Did he fall out of the snowplow and then
No,
it ran him
something.
over?
So I've read that there's already immediately they were like there's an investigation going on into this snowplow company. I don't know what it is. I've been looking for it, but I can't find it yet. But basically,
like a Peloton style, it sucked.
yes,
like
it's like
sucked-
a Peloton style
yeah.
accident. Yeah,
Right,
and it's not.
yeah.
It's supposed to have safety features on it that don't allow it to run over somebody's leg
Like a weed
that.
whacker's not supposed to whack your foot off because it has a guard.
Right. So he's used this thing before. Apparently he's been using it at his property on this driveway for a while. So he's in some freak accident, it's so much snow, a lot of snow you're clearing, way more than usual, probably heavy snow.
Yeah.
And you never know. It's icy. Shit happens. And so it's terrible. And hopefully he doesn't lose his leg. I mean, because it
but
sounds
the
like they're trying to save his leg.
The picture that I've seen of this snowplow is like a tractor. Like you sit atop
Yeah.
it in a glass case and you operate it. So he did something dumb.
Well, the doctor
Somehow he got probably ejected from the thing. Maybe it flipped, when
Yeah,
when
could've
when he
flipped.
when he
It might have
because it was so
flipped.
heavy or
Right.
something. Obviously
it
got
landed on him,
something
but it
wrong.
was still on. Well,
Something wrong happened. Yeah.
It's pretty clear in all the reports that the doctor neighbor saved his life with a tourniquet because
Yeah.
he lost a heavy amount of blood, and had the doctor not shown up, he would have bled out. 100% chance. So he's lucky to be alive. That's for sure.
I wonder if he has cam footage because he's got probably a nice security
Probably.
system at that house.
Probably.
And it wasn't snowing by the time he did this, probably. So,
I mean,
wonder if there may be
everyone's
footage of it.
dying. Everyone's dying to interview him. So when he's stable and either fully recovered or whatever's going to happen, he's going to tell his side of the story. I'm sure. And
for sure.
If I was
Yeah,
the snowplow company, I'd probably have my best lawyers on the job on the case because this isn't good, right? Hawkeye's leg. If you take Hawkeye's leg, your company's probably in trouble.
Oh, you're totally done.
Yeah. That's not really a glowing endorsement. Even if it was an accident that was Jeremy's fault, not great. So.
No, this is horrible. This is Target is so happy, and this is horrible that this happened.
It's like pass the
Target's-
buck. They're like, look, our
they're
death
getting
blankets.
the heat off them.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Every
The
company that has a
blankets.
death blanket or death, Peloton suction of the treadmill, they're all like, nice, new one. This is now the heat's off us. Snowplows, which are going to be in demand the next couple months. This particular snowplow, what if they have to do a recall? Who?
Oh, he's got a picture on his IG. I was checking to see if he posted anything. He has not. So he has not good enough to post from his phone yet. But he has a picture of himself in front of his snowplow from 8 weeks ago.
Oh,
no.
can you bring up the snowplow? Can we
Yeah,
go look
yeah.
at it?
It's
Take
huge.
a screenshot of that.
It's like $100,000 snowplow.
Yeah, it looks like a Tractor Supply store thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that behind him. Yeah. So you can see the red on the corner. That's the red on the very corner of the thing. It looks like that's where the plow is.
That yellow thing is his
Wait,
snowplow.
I thought it was a snowcat thing that he was using.
Look at the size of that thing.
He's got. Well, look how many things he's got back there. Look how
So-
many. And also he bought. Let me
Yeah.
see. Let me look at it. I'm see
That
if
thing
I
was
can find a
huge.
picture. He also bought a racetrack out in East Reno, so that's why he goes to a restaurant that's near my neighborhood because he loves machinery. He loves racing cars and shit. So
Right.
I'm sure he did this all himself.
See, well, this is what I'm confused about. So this is the image that is going around the internet is this type of snowplow.
Yeah, let me see that. That's what you got.
That type of thing where it's got the snow tracks.
Oh, right. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
that's
The track,
That is
like,
what he's
so-
doing.
Yeah, and he's
he
it's
ran
an
over his
encased.
leg with a track. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what doesn't what's his name get in The Shining? They use one of these things to come rescue those people at the end.
Yeah.
Like a snowcat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds more details come
She
out,
gets
but
in
it
a
sounds
snowcat.
like it ran over his leg. It could have been one of those.
Yeah, it ran over his leg. It's like a
One of-
tank style deal.
Well, the guy
Right,
yeah.
Anton, I forget his name. The guy who was in Alpha Dog, the young kid that was the victim in Alpha Dog, and he was in the Star Treks, and that kid, he was in a bunch of movies. He died when he was in his early 20s a couple years ago because his Jeep or whatever car it was the emergency brake didn't work and there's a recall, and he parked it on his hill and went to go get his mail, and the car rolled down and trapped him into his mailbox and killed him. Like a
Jesus.
Yeah, that's insane. So it looks like
Sounds
Wes,
like
he uses both of those things. He uses the snowcat and that yellow truck thing I was showing you guys.
It's on Yelchin.
Because he has such a big property that he's clearing out so much fucking snow. So who knows what happened on the day? Like Mark said, we got to just wait because he, hopefully he saves it. They can save his leg. Hopefully he can get to the point where he can tell people what happened. Because from the pictures, it sounds like everybody's just kind of putting it together, try to put together based on the equipment he has what happened. But
Yeah, crazy stuff. So there you go.
I'm speculating he's a dummy.
Well,
I mean, it's very possible. It's obviously an accident, right? I mean, it's obviously some kind of horrible accident that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
I think, look, I mean, if you want to speculate, like Will said, he's like a gearhead. I think we can
He
speculate.
is a gearhead for
I think we can
for
speculate
sure.
that he's not as good at gearheading as he assumes he is. Right.
Well, you saw how many things he has on his property up
Yeah.
in the mountains, and then
Right.
he has a whole racetrack over in East Reno. So the guy is like doing nothing but playing.
He
with,
missed
like,
the safety
vehicles all
course on
day.
the snowplow.
Right.
Or he's going to sue the snowplow. One of the two. So there you go. That's today's cup of coffee.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark. And before we get going on the second story, I'm going to take a quick sip of water. H2O. Ever heard of it? Nice,
Me too.
clean, cool, purified water.
Delish.
Delicious, right? It's so refreshing when you get a nice hit of cold water. And, the water boy, they told you to drink the water. TB12 method, he told you to
Some
drink
hot
the water.
quality H2O. Yeah.
Yeah. It's important stuff. Your body's like 80% water. The world is like 80% water. So it's very important. So
Avatar 2 is awesome and is all about water.
the way of the water. Exactly. They're onto something, Mark, because a new study from the NIH, the National Institutes of Health, published on Monday in the eBiomedicine journal. It not only ups the recommended amount of glasses of water for adult humans up from 8. Growing up, everybody's like 8 glasses of water a day and you'll be good. No, now it's 9 or 91 ounces of water a day for women and 12 or 125 ounces a day of water for men. And the
Be
reason
peeing
why,
all day.
you would be. But the reason why is the study also suggests that being dehydrated will actually make you die quicker on average. The reason being thirsty ages you faster is because you keep your serum sodium levels lower if you drink more water than if you are thirsty all the time. And people who had a 144 MEQ over L or higher, whatever that reading means, had a 50% chance of aging faster and a 21% risk of dying earlier due to any number of physical issues that get worse with lack of hydration.
Why didn't they tell us this earlier?
Right. So it's crazy. Not only do you have to drink the 8 glasses a day, you have to drink much more than that, 150% more than that if you're a man. And it's like one of the biggest indicators of when you will die is how hydrated you are.
I go 5 days sometimes without drinking an actual glass of water. I just get it from my seltzer water or like Coke Zero. I'm barely alive. My coffee.
This is why you can't be an organ donor.
I mean, I'm not shitting you. It's
Fine,
a
right.
problem.
You gotta mix in at least one glass. You're supposed to get
No.
12.
My son told my girlfriend, I haven't seen Dad drink a glass of water in a long time. Now she's on me about it.
You drink more milk than water?
1,000%. I drink more milk than water. It's not even close. It's probably a 4 to 1 ratio.
Whoa.
That's amazing.
It's
Yeah,
insane.
Wes, you drink a couple more glasses. Anyways, I need to drink more too. I noticed that the older I get, the less water I drink. It's hard. It's hard to drink fucking water, but apparently it's super important.
I just am horrible for the environment, and I drink bottled water, and I'll drink 7 or 8 a day, and they're huge. So I
That's
drink a
fine,
ton,
man.
Yeah.
As long as you're getting hydrated.
Just
It sounds,
destroying the earth. Yeah.
well, you can always just burn that
But
plastic
not
up.
my body.
Yeah, true. But just throw that plastic in a burn pit, Mark. It'll take care of it right away. But it's not just straight death, guys. Any number of conditions could be made worse with a lack of hydration, maybe even anxiety and paranoia. Like in the case of a couple of drug runners in Hartley, Texas last week, I bet they wish they had just drank a few more glasses of water instead of calling 911 to report that they were being followed by someone. And then the police told the drug runners to stop at the hitching post in Hartley, Texas, by the 911 dispatchers, only to then be arrested when they got out of the car and ran at the officers from a distance instead of driving up to show them they were there. So, yeah, because it turns out that they had 129 one-pound bags of weed inside the car.
Fucking idiots.
And told the officers they were freaking out on a bad meth trip or whatever. So. Should have just drank the water, right?
Yeah, they could have gotten away with it with more water. Water is awesome. It'll calm you down. It'll activate caffeine. It'll make you poop if you're constipated. You got to drink more water.
Well, it makes you feel great when you drink a lot of it. It's just not as delicious as milk or Coke, you know.
You're right, Wes.
True.
But
That's true.
I worked with a bartender in college who she told me that her dad's advice to her was that if you ever feel bad, drink 2 glasses of water, which is the best advice of all time.
That is good advice. And just you can also just chug it too. I'll drink at room temperature, so you can cool it down. But and also if you're hungry, drink a lot of water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drink a lot of water. It'll help you lose weight instead of eating as much. Right. And not only could you get paranoid and call the cops on yourself potentially if you're dehydrated, a nice glass of water sounds a lot better than becoming 36 bags of nutrient-rich soil, which is what could happen to you now if you live in the state of New York. Because on Saturday, Governor Kathy Hochul legalized human composting in that state, which means that just like in Washington, Colorado, Oregon, Vermont, and California, you can now turn a dead human body into roughly 36 bags of nutrient-rich soil once it's combined with mulch, straw, alfalfa, and allowed to sit out for a month. And you could pay someone about $7,000 to do this to a dead body, and I'm sure they only ever do this to legit dead bodies with papers and everything. So drink your water.
You think they get a tax write-off with that?
I mean, I'd rather be alive than end up human compost. Mark, it sounds like human composting sounds like it was lobbied by the mob.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sounds like a money laundering scam. I think they get some sort of tax breaks. It's $7,000 cash.
Yeah.
Cash.
You can feed you to the pigs too, you know?
Yeah.
So we could turn the bodies to dirt.
Yeah.
To dirt. Yeah.
What does he want to be by a tree or something? Yeah, $7,000 cash.
7,000.
We'll put him by the tree.
Yeah. So drink your water because it sounds better than becoming a pile of dirt.
Well, we've actually given great health advice. It's jerk off at least 21 times a month, be horny and drink water. You're going to live till a fun, happy, healthy life till you're 100 if you listen to Hard Factor.
Point. Yeah. The science is in our favor this year.
Yeah. Water's not so bad. I don't mind jerking off and drinking water. You know, it's fine.
It's going to make it also, live a lot
or having sex.
If you don't drink a lot,
right.
You'll avoid the orgasm headaches too. Yeah. Drink more water.
Yeah, I bet that's all dehydration, Wes. And that's probably our bodies just telling us, hey, you're going to die soon. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Hey, maybe get your priorities straight. You know? Maybe drink a little water before you have a jerk-off session, you fucking asshole. You know?
The signs are there.
I'm gonna power through this one. Fuck it. I got 20 minutes to lay on my bed in agony.
I've thought that.
I'll drink water after I get off my bed.
Yeah.
Just push through it.
If I get my breathing right, I can do it.
and then you get up and you're like, I don't need water. The worst is over. The worst is over.
Those headaches are the worst, though. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Let's move on from masturbation headaches. Got a segment for you today called Douches and Death. And first, let's check in with two of the biggest douches on the face of the planet, the Taliban, and as a whole, and all the Andrew Tate fans out there. Two of just the biggest these two guys right here, the Taliban and Andrew Tate and all of his fans, all you fucking losers. Yeah,
They're
very
very
well.
similar.
They share the same ideologies about women. They want to
They do.
oppress them and disrespect them, and they would stone them if they could. The Taliban does.
They don't want
Andrew
them
Tate probably would.
educated. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to jog your memories, Romanian prosecutors alleged the Tate brothers coerced 6 women into producing pornography, with the victims facing acts of physical violence, mental coercion. One of those arrested. I think it was 4.
Wes, you're telling me his Romanian cam girl thing may not be completely voluntary?
It wasn't a nice place to be.
Well, also,
way.
Will, he said that. He said multiple times on air that 40% of the reason, he just came up with that. 40% of the reason he moved to Romania is because of the lax sexual assault rules in Romania. That was 40% of the reason. Probably the rest is economics. But he also has admitted that he has used the lover boy approach to get his cam girls, which is documented in like Law and Order SVUs and stuff, where he will go and be nice for one night and wine and dine a woman and get her to fall in love with him and buy her champagne, a nice steak dinner, and then he takes her back to his dungeon and beats her into submission and makes her a cam girl. So
the boyfriend approach, and also one of the 4 there was 4 people arrested, and that one of them was charged with rape. They haven't announced who was charged with rape yet. One of them was charged with rape. And now the new information from The Guardian suggests that all the losers on IG that we were dealing with were also on other platforms defending their man king. In the hours after his detention, TikTok, Twitter, they were all flooded with posts claiming he had been released, claiming it was a conspiracy against him, claiming that it was the Matrix, all this insane shit.
He got swatted. He got swatted.
Yeah.
No, he's still in jail.
He's still in jail, and now more women are coming out because they feel safer now that this fucking piece of shit is behind bars, and they're coming out of the woodwork being like, he tried to do this to me too. He's a piece of shit. Hopefully, and they're just building a case against him as he sits in jail.
Well, that's tough for all the
awesome.
top G's out there. Yeah.
Yeah, top G supporters need to chill the fuck out.
Yeah. And now, if all of his loser followers weren't enough, the Taliban is concerned about the old top G, Tate's safety, and want him freed. Okay? So according to this journalist, Samira Khan,
the top group to come out in his support is the Taliban.
Is the Taliban. They love this guy.
He can't get his publicist to tell the Taliban to shut the fuck up, huh? Because this obviously doesn't help his case.
They love him too much, Will. They're not going to ever shut up about it. The Taliban
We are all top
loves
G
him.
fans.
They
Yes.
huge.
Yes.
Yeah, they agree with him too much. He's like, this man knows what he's talking about. So this journalist who I guess she's anti-woke, and she kind of sides with the Taliban, as you'll see, and Tate, she put this out. She said, we are hosting a Twitter space with the Afghan Taliban to discuss the detainment of Andrew Tate. They're worried about Andrew Tate, and they're asking us if he's free yet. Like, is he free yet? Is Andrew free yet? They say Westerners
Is our Bugatti, bro?
Yeah, they say that Westerners need Andrew Tate because we are oppressed by feminists.
You need the rapist.
They're saying
you need the
Tate-
rapist.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to show those women who's boss. You pussies,
fuck,
basically.
dude?
Yeah,
Dude, men are becoming soft,
Yeah.
and we need Andrew Tate to
Well, we did just
bring
give
out
them
our-
back Afghanistan.
bring
so
out our
they have
masculinity.
a point
It's
on
true.
that.
I mean, yeah, like if we don't watch out and start listening to Tate, we're just going to be the opposite of Handmaid's Tale. We're just going to be the men are going to be the slaves, and we're going to be listening to the women,
Right,
and there's going to be no masculinity, and that's what
none.
they think. Yeah,
Exactly.
No masculinity.
Exactly.
None.
It's gone too far in their eyes. They can't believe what's happening over here. And then she put out, underneath that tweet, she put out "Free Top G," which is the trending hashtag for all the losers out there, all of his fans.
Yep.
And then, as you can imagine, some more funny responses to that came out. This one from legendary Demi Hadi says, "Imagine needing male approval this badly," which I liked. And then this one says,
I just
"The
don't
Afghan
understand
Taliban
the
is
top
worried about
Gs.
Andrew." No, don't even try to understand them. They're just,
it doesn't make any sense.
write 'em
Very-
off.
Very confused.
This one says, "The Afghan Taliban is worried about Andrew Tate's detention status, ? Shouldn't they be worrying about the spring dirt harvest?"
Yeah, it's a good point. They should really get ahead of that.
Yeah. And then one woman didn't know why the Taliban liked Andrew Tate so much, so someone explained that it's because they sex traffic girls and women too. So yeah, they have the same ideas.
They also hate women. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
pretty good. So
There was one guy in the Instagram comments that Probably my favorite one because we got something like 300 people unfollowed over the Andrew Tate stuff. It turns out.
Well, there's so many Andrew Tate fans. That's
Yeah.
the craziest part. I didn't realize they were a thing.
We had literally 300 people unfollow us on Instagram over Andrew Tate. That's how many fans there are. We have 72,000-ish fans or list followers, whatever. 300 people unfollowed us over Andrew Tate. And the comments, like each Andrew Tate post had like over 200 comments, which is a shitload of comments. And 50% of them or more were calling us bitches, cucks, soy boys. My favorite one by far was, you guys used to be the good guys. What happened to you?
Yeah, what happened?
Because
I mean, I don't understand how not supporting a rapist.
because we commented on Andrew Tate getting arrested for sex trafficking. Like,
Right.
Yeah. Dude's a piece of shit. Just like
Yeah,
Well, he
yeah.
got
separate
but
the
also
two, dude.
you have to remember about the Andrew Tate thing. A lot of those are bots because he ran so many bot accounts.
Yes.
He's a bot king.
A lot of
and
them
then a
are
lot
bots.
of those people probably got indoctrinated by his bots. Like a
Right.
lot of people probably interact with hundreds of Andrew Tate bots a day, and they are like,
Right.
"Oh, this is my community."
You're right. Well,
Like,
a lot of those are bots, but I'd say out of the people that aren't bots, it seems like the majority of them are unwilling to even
right, because they've
humor
been,
the idea that he did anything wrong.
because they've been so
like
like
a conspiracy.
ingratiated into
Right.
the
It's,
bot.
it's all
like,
it's the Matrix, it's conspiracy theory.
Right.
He did nothing wrong to these cam women, even though you can literally hear from his mouth that he treats them like shit and that he lover boys them and that he tells them what they're going to do. And, like he moved to Romania for sexual assault rules. He's told you all this stuff.
Right. But anybody with that many bots, what I'm saying is anybody with that many bots can definitely do a brainwashing experiment to their followers.
Well, these guys want a Bugatti. They want to smoke cigars. They want to go on yachts. They want to fuck women. And they're not doing any of those things. So that they think that he might help them get there.
Right.
And they want
like,
to be
why
men.
do you think
they
the
want to be
fucking,
men?
why do you think like the fucking federal government loves bot accounts so much and they always get caught setting them up because they work in psyops.
Right.
So this Tate dude is just pulling,
He's the
a lot of
Tony
moves
Robbins
that-
of douchebags. That's what he is.
Right. He is. He's Tony Robbins for like
For losers.
insecure men, for like
Yeah.
men that like want to feel wanted or like
right. He's
Aggressive
self-help
piece
for
of shit, man.
misogynists. Yeah.
Right.
Self-help
Yeah,
for
exactly.
misogynists.
yeah, for misogynists. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So, we'll keep you posted on what's going on over there. But, if you want to find out, you could probably just follow the Taliban and they'll probably keep you up to date on what's going on with Tate, too.
They go on the duck boats again to shoot the machine guns when he gets out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The swans,
Yes.
the paddle boats. Oh man,
That shit was hilarious. Moving on from douches to death to India, where one of the craziest things happened New Year's Eve in India's Karnataka state. So as people sometimes do over there, like at weddings, celebrations, they fire guns into the air, right? That's the big thing. It's like, you just fire a gun in the air. They do it in the South here too. It's awesome. Shooting guns is great. Nothing wrong with it.
But
if
if you
you're
go
not,
to if you on Twitter, there's great videos of people like firing guns off while dancing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it comes from
yeah.
like that Asian that region, like Western Asia, right? People are just like,
Right.
or,
Like,
the
just like
Middle
we
East.
said, like when Tate gets
Yeah.
out, there's going to be some gun firing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, just firing them off. Yeah,
right.
Those
Absolutely.
videos are
And,
awesome. I mean,
so,
people
It's
are
like a
having
wedding for all of us.
oh, and so many people die. Like a bunch of people die every year because they're just willy-nilly firing. Like bullets will land on people's heads. People
Yeah.
will shoot. And
Or
just,
on the way up, they don't have
Yeah.
control of the gun and it shoots someone in the head because
Exactly.
they lose
Exactly.
control of
Right,
the
they
gun.
just start
Yeah.
firing,
Yeah.
not towards the sky.
Yeah.
So what happened on New Year's Eve is this guy, Manjunath Alakar. He's a 67-year-old man. He wanted to do that. He holds a New Year's Eve party every year. He's like the guy in this state, this little town or whatever. Everyone goes to his house for New Year's Eve, and he was loading his gun, getting ready to do his celebratory, midnight. It's 2023 celebration, and he's
Favorite part of the night. Yeah.
yeah. It's his favorite part of the night. It's
the
gun
year.
time. Yeah. And so he's loading it, and he's got it, and it misfires, and it shoots this guy next to him, 37-year-old Vinay who was his son's friend who was attending the party.
Oh,
Shoots
no.
him,
Oh, so
yeah.
It went off
So they
while he
rushed.
was loading the gun. He hadn't even grabbed
he was-
it away. Sitting on the
No,
table.
he was loading it, and I guess he had
It
his hand on
wasn't
the
aimed in the
trigger.
air. Yeah.
Listen, yeah, it was a big dumb mishandling of a gun mistake. He had it pointed at someone, and just the last thing you're supposed to do with a gun.
Oh, so he's calling it
shoots
an
this
accidental
guy.
discharge, but yeah.
They're calling it a misfire, but it was definitely just a dumb mistake.
Yeah, the gun totally went off by itself.
It was a real Renner.
While pointed at someone. Yeah, a Renner.
The accident.
Yeah, it was
I
a
mean,
real Renner.
look, it's very easy to do an accidental discharge, but yeah. Oof.
Yeah, but yeah, as long as the gun's not pointed at someone, that never happens.
Yeah.
So he kills his son's friend, and then he's in so much shock.
He's like, I'm gonna have to kill everyone now.
No, he's in so much shock. He's like, that people are just like freaking out. They're rushing this guy to the hospital. That he collapses from a heart attack because he's in so much shock, and he dies on the scene too.
No,
so
The shooter died too.
the shooter died on the scene too.
from
yeah,
guilt.
yeah,
Just
So-
died of guilt immediately.
from just shock and like
Shock guilt.
he had a heart attack and collapsed.
It's
and
like
just died right there.
scromming, except
And-
for somebody who accidentally kills somebody.
yeah. Fucking,
It's like the Notebook ending,
insane.
but horrible. But like instead of them dying in each other's arms after she remembers who he is, it was like the darker version of the Notebook.
yeah, I don't know, but
It's as bad as it gets.
That's
Yeah.
bad as it gets. Yeah,
It's as bad as it gets.
that's all I got. I mean, that's all I got. I mean, whoa, you know,
That's the
all I got.
That's terrible.
That's yeah. Yeah.
I mean, so they both died, huh?
Let's call
They
it a
both
day. I'm gonna
died.
play with my new dog.
Yeah, go play with your dog. I'm gonna pull up some gassing up for us to end
wait
on
a
a high
second.
note.
I'm gonna go name my new dog. Do you
Yeah,
at least have some upbeat music for the wheel?
Yeah, gassing up.
Okay.
We're gonna gas up. Is Pat's on tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Pat's on the line. Gas it up, baby.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's gas it up.
Back to
I love it,
Mark.
Mark.
This is terrible.
Back to Mark. Quick announcement. We've with the bonus content, I put out the half a pack that I announced that I unleashed on Patreon. It's now on Anchor subscriptions too. So if you want to hear it, you can sign up for Anchor. $7.99 a month, and we're gonna, of course, we release Florida Man Friday, the Hive Hour, and I'll put all the half packs, all just the ramblings of bullshit out on there. So yeah, so check it out.
Oh, this week's Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday, I'm sure, is going to be extra crazy, considering we didn't do them last week, so a lot built up.
A lot
There's
going on
holidays.
in our lives, and
Yeah.
and then for the Hive Hour, and then a lot going on in Florida because it was just New Year's. So yeah, they probably should be pretty good.
That's right.
Yeah. And in the Hive Hour too, we
So,
tend to go on topics like a lot of these news topics. We may go on a deep dive in them, and you never know what you're gonna find out there. Some of these topics.
And what we're gonna get. So
Some of
that's
these-
that. Everyone, congratulate Mark on his new dog. And we'll
Anyone
we'll
like
get it.
beagles in the Central Texas area?
Is it barking? Is it like? "Brrr"?
Yeah. So like she's been super sweet. She didn't bark. She sat in my lap in the car for an hour. She came in the house and she was all good. But when we don't pay attention to her,
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
a dog,
she's-
yeah.
yeah.
My
she's gonna howl in the crate tonight for sure.
I'll leave you with this
yeah.
beagle story from my neighborhood. There was a beagle up the street from me. A family owned it, and it was a fat beagle, and it liked to sleep in the garage underneath the tire of the car. And the young girl just got her license, and
stop.
she did
Oh,
it.
no.
Wes, stop.
Realized the dog was.
Oh
yeah.
no!
Wes, you leave it at the song that, played on the wheel.
That was the end of that beagle.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we love you.
How
Have
are
a
we gonna
great
come
fucking
back
day.
from that?
Play the wheel thing again. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's it.
Patreon.com/hardfactor.